Good morning everybody. Myself Vishvendra, I am the founder of Optimal Success Trajectory. We have started a program for solving the standard books questions. A lot of solutions are available, but the solutions in them are not in stepwise. So students, they don't learn the problems. They actually try to mug the solution of the problem. So it's of no use to them because there are a lot of questions. So when you solve a question, you must learn the process of solving question, not the solution. Only then it will be of some benefit to you. Otherwise, there are a lot of questions. How many questions you can learn? So learn the process, not the solution. Develop your mind, develop the capacity to think. So with this vision, we have started this program, and let's see the question. The question is from IAEE Irodov, 1.5 number question. It says that two particles 1 and 2 move with constant velocity v1 v2 respectively. At the initial moment, radius vectors are r1 and r2 for the particles, and you need to find how should these variables be related so that particles collide in space. This is the simple kinematics problem. So the first thing is the idea. So the particle will collide. So when they will collide, suppose they collide over here. So when they collide in space, then the final position vector will be same for both the particles. This is the central idea of this problem. So until you have the central idea, you are able to visualize that every information that you have learned is of no use. Information is for later stage. At the initial moment, you must design the solution. You must have the idea of how question will be solved. So you should start with the idea itself. So the idea is that if particle will collide, then position vector will be same for both. Then you will need to have certain equations for that, and we know for sure that there is second equation of motion as is ut plus r by t square, because acceleration is constant here because acceleration is 0 here because velocity is constant. So we have a is equal to 0, so we have s is equal to ut. Now another information is needed. Suppose this is point 1, this is point 2, this is point 3. Let us mark them. This is suppose point 1, this is point 2, this is point 3, and this is point 4. Let's redraw the diagrams. So in this triangle, the first thing, because displacement is related to velocity in time, suppose after time t, these particles collide at the point 3. So displacement for the first point will be v1 into t because its velocity is vector v1. Similarly, displacement for the second point will be v2 into t because its velocity is vector v2. So we have vector s1 is vector v1 into t and vector s2 is equal to vector v2 into t. So in this triangle, we can see that vector r is equal to vector r1 plus vector s1 because of the triangle's rule. And in this triangle, we have vector r is equal to vector r2 plus vector s2 because of the triangle's rule. Now let's start with the calculations. We know that vector r is equal to vector r. So over here we have r1 plus v1t. Over here we have r2 plus v2 into t. So you just take this r2 over there, and we have r1 minus r2 is equal to t v2 minus v2. So we can say for sure, because t is a scalar, so we can say that r1 minus r2 will be parallel to v2 minus v1 because t is a scalar, positive scalar. So if two vectors are parallel, now you need to think again. If vectors are parallel, then their unit vectors will be same. So what we need to do is the last step is the unit vector for r1 minus r2, which is vector divided by its magnitude, should be equal to the unit vector for v2 minus v1, which is v2 minus v1 divided by its magnitude. So in this way you can solve the question. So you have seen that the entire turning point is in steps. Any problem which you solve involves certain steps. The first step is the idea of solving the problem, then is the information, then is the calculation. So practice on each of these aspects and don't mug the solution. Try to learn the process of solution. Try to develop your mind. Only then you will be able to have good problem solving skills and perform in your exam. If you just keep on mugging questions without proper understanding, without problem solving skills, then you will always be afraid of questions, you'll always feel depression, anxiety, negative thoughts, and ultimately you will lose out. So if you want to prepare for being the best in the world, then you must work on yourself, you must work on your mind, you must work on your problem solving skills, you must work on your photographic memory. And in this way you can proceed. Books are just a tool to check whether your mind has developed those skills or not. So don't try to mug the solutions, always try to learn the process. Thank you and have a nice day.